Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, class. Are you okay? Yes. Okay. And today we are going to continue our lessons, especially for quadratic equations. In the last meeting, we learned about linear equation, or in the real world, we uh, understand that linear equation is line straightforward. Okay, and today we will learn about quadratic equation. Quadratic equation is about the parabola. Okay, let's we see the material. What's the quadratic equation? Okay. ah, uh, this is the form of the quadratic equation. A x squared plus bx and plus c equal 0. X squared plus bx plus c equal 0. A quadratic equation is a polynomial of the second degree. The highest power of x is always exactly 2. We say this is quadratic equations, where x is the variable we are hunting for, and a, b, and c are numerical deals that shape the curve, especially that a, b, and c is real number. And the last is a must not equal 0. A must not equal 0. Okay. What happens if a equal 0? If a equals 0, so this equation B, linear equations or linear line. Yeah. So to be a quadratic equation, must A not equal 0 and B, C are real number. Okay. Next. Okay. To solving the quadratic equations, the first we have the discriminant of the quadratic equation. What's the discriminant? Discriminant is the difference roots of equation, where discriminant symbols d equals b squared plus b squared minus 4 times a times c, b squared minus 4ac. Okay, before we attempt to solve the entire equation, okay, we can run a coefficient of the discriminant. Okay, what the function of the discriminants? It tells us a nature a number of roots without actually solving the full equations. It predicts the graph behavior, for instance. Uh, this is a graph of the condition uh, of D or discriminant. The first is, what happens if D more than 0? Okay, we will get the root is two distinct real root. Two distinct real root. And the curve crosses the x-axis twice. The curve crosses the x-axis twice if D more than 0. Okay, this is the graphic where the roots crosses the axis, the x-axis, and the second is D equal 0. Okay. D equal 0, so we get the root is same, yeah, or we say that one real root is repeated. And if this condition, the curve touch the axis at exactly 1 point, D equal 0, we get root are same, or root is repeated. And this is a touch as axis. Yeah, you can see draw this graph. The roots touch the x-axis. In the last is D less than 0. If D less than 0, so we get the root is not real. Yeah. The roots are not real. Or we say that this is imaginary. And curve is never touch or crosses the x-axis. Never touch or crosses the x-axis. This is three condition of the failure of a discriminant. Discriminant more than 0, discriminant equal 0, and discriminant less than 0. Discriminant, the failure of discriminant more than 0, so we get the two roots. Two roots are real and distinct. If D equals 0, so we get the real is repeated, root is repeated. Real and roots are repeated. And if the D equals 0, less than 0, so we get the root is are imaginary and never crosses the x-axis. Okay, let's now how to solve in the quadratic equation. There is three methods to solve in the quadratic equation. The first is factoring, using the factoring. How to mechanism? Yeah, finds two number that multiply 2c n add to b. Okay, and when to deploy, when the number are clean and easy to guess. If the number is easy to guess, so we using the factoring. Yeah, this is the first factoring. The second is completing the square. What's the completing was the square? What's the mechanism? Okay. Transform one side into a perfect square trinomial. Transform one side into a perfect square trinomial. When to deploy? When factoring fails. If we can't use the factoring method, so we using the completing the score. But the B coefficient is an even number. But the B coefficient is an even number. Okay, this is the second method. And the last method is quadratic formula. The mechanism of the quadratic formula is the universal engine. The universal engine plug variables directly into the master equation. And when we deploy, this is the method. We deploy method work on any equation every single time. The ultimate backup plan. Jadi this is three method we can use to solving or to get the root of the quadratic equation. The first is factoring, the second is completing the square, and the last is quadratic formula. Okay, this is the factoring mechanism. We have the quadratic equations x squared plus 5x and plus 6 equals 0. So, find two number that multiplying to 6. Okay. We will choose the two number. Where is the result of the addition to of the two number is equals 5, and multiplication is 6. So we get only 2 and 3 numbers to matching from these equations. Okay, rewrite x plus 2 times x plus 3 equals 0. So x plus 2 equals 0. We get the x equal means 2. And x plus 3 equals 0. So we get x equal minus 3. So we get the roots is x equal minus 2 and x equal minus 3. This is the mechanism of factoring of the x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0, and we get the roots is x equal minus 2 or x equals minus 3. Okay. The second method is we using the structural morphing. Yeah. Quadratic completing. Okay. From this x squared plus bx equals means c. So x plus any numbers. So we using the quadrant from the x plus any number. Okay. So we try to check the example from the equations, quadratic equation. Okay, we see atau we have example x squared plus 6x equals 7. Okay, so x plus 3 quadrat equals 16, and x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 7 plus 3. And this is the two step where of this the step 1 we choose 9 number and addition and add to side from this equation. And step 3 is compress. Yeah, x plus 3 quadrat equals 16. Yeah, 16 from the 7 plus 9. And we can get that x plus 3 equals plus minus 4. And we get x minus 1 or x minus 7. Okay, the next is the universal engine method. Okay, the universal engine method, or we say that this is the formula, ABC formula. So we determine, we solving the quadratic equation uses the this formula, where x equals minus b plus minus square root of b quadrat minus 4 times a times c, divide of 2 times a. This is the engine core. The discriminant left right inside the square of square root. Okay, we use this formula to solving the equation. We have the equation x quadrat plus 6x plus f plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Okay, from this equation, we get the a equals 1, b equals 5, and c equals 6. So we can prediction what kind of the discriminants or discriminants. Condition of discriminant, maybe discriminant equals 0, discriminant more than 0, and discriminant less than 0. Yeah, so we can find the discriminant value and using the formula of discriminants. B quadrat minus 4a 4 times a times c, and a equals 1 and b equals 5. We substitution value of b to the discriminant formula, and we get the discriminant is equals 1. So we can predicting the this equation have two roots, is distinct root. Okay, the next is using the engine. Yeah. X or using the engine or formula, ABC formula. X equals minus 5 plus minus square of the 1 divide of 2 times 1. So we get the x equals minus 2 and x equals minus 3. And this is the physical result or graphic of the x quadrat plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Okay, this is the test calibration. We can solve all of these equations maybe using factoring. The first is in factoring, yeah, or using completing quadratic, or the last is using the formula, ABC formula, or a universal engine. Okay, we can see this is s squared minus 9 equals 0. We can see that this is equation, we can factor in this equation. Yeah. Okay, we factor in this equation, s squared minus 9 equals 0. We get x plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay, so we get the x, yeah, equals 0. So we get the x equals minus 3, or x equals 3. Uh, and the second is s squared minus 2x plus 12 equals 0. You can see this is a challenge. Yeah, maybe you using factoring, or maybe you using the ABC formula. Yeah. Okay. I recommended to you to solving this equation. This is the field test calibration. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay, this is the system diagnostic checklist. Before moving forward, verify your analytical capability. Okay, the first is I can extract A, B, and C source code from any standard quadratic equation. Okay, we must to determine value of A, value of A, value of B, and value of C. So after that, we can determine the discriminant of the equation. This is to predict the graphic exact behavior before plotting it. Maybe we can get the graphic is more than 0, or graphic touch and across the x-axis, and if d equal 0, so the graphic is only touch the x-axis, and the last is d more less than 0, is not touch of the axis x-axis. And the last is you can strategically choose the between factoring, completing the square, and universal formula based on the equation structure. Okay. Okay. I think enough my presentation and my explanation from this time. We can inshallah we can solve the quadratic equation, determine the roots of quadratic equation. Okay. You must remember that the quadratic equation have coefficients value is A, B, and C. What is A? Not must not equal 0. And from the A, B, and C, we determine the discriminants to predict plotting of the quadratic equation. And the last is using the method of the quadratic equation. This is three methods. This is factoring, completing quadrat, and the last is using the formula. Okay, I think enough from my explanation today, and we will meet in the next week. Thank you very much for your participants and for your attention for my explanation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.